Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. So I have to sit down and do my monthly favourites today, and for that I wanted to put on a face of makeup, and I have a bit of time, so I thought I would turn the camera on and film my putting on my makeup process. But I thought I'd be a bit more adventurous. Hopefully we'll see how this turns out, and maybe kind of do a little bit of a colourful makeup. Now when I say colourful, like, I am no Instagram or makeup artist or anything like that. This will be very kind of normal, somewhat makeup. But I thought I would do some purple and see how it goes. Kind of just be a little bit more full on than I usually am. So if you want to see how this turns out, just keep watching. So I'm not going anywhere, so I'll just be like a normal individual and use one face primer. So this is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion, and it's like putty for your face basically. You have to be careful with it. If you mix it with certain stuff, it can kind of ball up on your skin, but generally I like it for my oily skin, and it kind of fills in all my giant pores. So I pat as much as I can, but you kind of get bored patting, so then I start rubbing. And I haven't used the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage in a little while, so I thought I'd whack this out. Although this is in the shade Ivory, it's a little bit too dark for me. So I'm going to mix a drop of the Isadora Colour Blender light drops in with it. Yuck. Sometimes when I'm doing my makeup, I kind of like switch between using a brush and using a sponge. But as of late, I've just exclusively been using brushes. I don't know why. Just kind of go through phases. As a disclaimer, if I was going out, I wouldn't wear my hair like this. As much as I love the idea of wearing my hair up, I'm way too self-conscious about my chubby face, so, and my forehead. So I would wear, unless it was sweltering, my hair would be down. But I'm in a safe space, so my hair is up. I'm going to whack a tiny bit of under eye concealer on, just to blend everything, because I can see the darkness coming through, but I will probably end up putting more on. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in the shade Ivory. Do you have more shades to choose from now? Okay, brows. I am definitely an eyebrow pencil slut. I don't tend to kind of stick to one. Like, I've loads of favourites, but I don't tend to stick to one. So at the minute I'm using the Balm Ferocious. This is the one in light brown. Sometimes I like them darker, sometimes I like them lighter. It just really depends. I was away last week, or not last week, it was the week before now. We were in Kilkenny for a few days, and I ran out of my eyebrow pencil. So I went in and bought one of the Catrice micro eyebrow pencils. It lasted me, they're great, don't get me wrong, and they're only €2.80, but it only lasted me 2 weeks. So it got me out of a hole, but 2 weeks isn't a great length of time. I won't bore you with my eyebrow specifics, because I did do an updated eyebrow routine video, so I'll link that down below if you fancy checking it out. Eyeshadow primer is the Zoeva Eyeshadow Fix. I have been enjoying this for a while now. And then before I do any makeup look, I always set my lid, so I'm just using a skin coloured eyeshadow. I think this one is from Penny's. Right, to get this party going, I'm just going to take some of my bronzer. This is the Clarins one for this summer, on a fluffy brush, and just kind of swirling it into the two darker shades. I'm going to apply that into my crease to just add something there. I had notions that I was going to attempt a cut crease, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't really live in a cut crease world, so I think I'm just going to go with basic eyeshadow on the lid. So I'm going to go in with a cream shadow first. This is the Catrice Liquid Metal Cream Eyeshadow in Smart Mauve. So it'll be a little bit lighter than the colours I'm hopefully going to use. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on the lid, just as a base, and for something for the shadow to stick to. I suppose doing this is the same kind of thought process as it has having a cut crease, just because I have a bit of a hooded lid, so if I just put like the dark shadow on my lids and leave it at that. It may transfer up. So with doing this, it just kind of gives it something to stick to and makes it last a bit longer. I've pulled out an eyeshadow palette that I rarely use. This is the Urban Decay Full Spectrum. So it's very, very pretty. And there's a lot of purples to choose from. So I'm taking a flat brush, which is kind of small. It's not too big, so I can have a bit of precision. And I'm going to take the colour Sketch, which is the middle one here, and pack it on the brush, tap off as much as I can, and just apply that over where I put the cream eyeshadow. I find if you use kind of a smaller brush, you can be more precise and it doesn't get as messy. And I'm making sure I get it right in the lash line. Now I probably will put liner on, but it just means that there's no gaps. And if you find that the shadow that you choose to use doesn't cut the mustard and it's kind of gappy or not blending very well, just use your finger to pack it on the lid and that'll kind of help the pigment stay better. Now this is working well for me, but just in case the shadow you choose doesn't, or you can always wet your brush as well. And try not to blend on the lid because you will kind of blend the colour away. You can always blend the top of it then. To blend everything out, I'm just going to take my bronzer again and on a fluffier brush, sorry, same brush I was using, this is from Penny's. I'm just kind of going to blend out. I'm holding the brush pretty lightly. I'm just blending out the edges. And this will add a bit of more definition as well. But I'm going in really, really lightly. Just take your time. And if you blend out any of the colour, just reapply it. But I just find using a shade like this, obviously you can use an eyeshadow. I have loads of them. This is just two hand. But like a little bit lighter than the lid colour initially. And it means like if you blend out too much, you can reapply and it doesn't kind of get hugely muddy. You can work around it. Whereas if I went in with a darker colour now, I could screw everything up. So for now, I'm happy with that blend. So I'm going to go in with the shade Delirious, which is a darker, more matte shade in the Full Spectrum palette, and use a smaller, more tapered brush and just put it on the tip. Again, topping off. And I'm going to start that in my outer corner and just kind of bring it in to the crease a little bit. You can kind of see the extra definition that gave. Now obviously I have to blend it out, but you can see that it kind of does add a little extra. And if you have trouble blending it out, take your bone shade again and put that on your blending brush. And just use really light, what do they call it, window wiper motions? Or you can kind of swirl it and just blend out as best you can. So the reason I didn't fully conceal was because I knew there'd be a fair bit of fallout there. So I'm just going to go in again and clean as much as I can up. And I can use this then to kind of clean the corners as well. Because I do find, especially with purple eyeshadow, it can make you look super tired. So you do have to be careful. I'm going to set my under eyes quickly with Petal Loose Powder from Kat Von D. And sure, just while I'm setting things, I'm going to use the Vichy Dermalend translucent powder and just do my face quickly as well. Jesus, I love translucent powder, but it gets bloody everywhere. I think I definitely need some black liner, so I'm using Schwing from the Balm, and I'm just going to put as thin a line as I can get on my upper lash line. I definitely won't talk for the duration of this because liquid eyeliner is not my friend. I'm literally holding my breath. Phew. I'm going to leave it at that. It's not perfect, but it looks okay. I think I'm definitely going to go in with pencil in my waterline, so I'm going to try Teddy from MAC and see how that looks. Yeah, I think I like that. It's a little bit more subtle because like obviously all the drama is on the lid. So we'll leave that there and I will curl my eyelashes. I'm going to put eyelashes on, so I'm just curling them slightly. Just to kind of lift them because they're very straight. And I'm applying a really light layer of mascara as well. Eyelashes are the Kiss Lily lashes. These are probably the most dramatic I'll ever get. I believe they're kind of doubled but done in a much more subtle way because I look a bit stupid with too dramatic eyelashes on. I really like these. I've worn them before. So I'm just going to apply these. I'm going to use the Duo latex free brush on glue. My lash applying skills are by no means professional, but I'll always kind of try and get the end part lined up and then like let everything else fall. And I find that works for me. And if you have trouble getting them right on the lash line, get something like this. I think I bought this on eBay for like 50¢. And you can squeeze everything together. So lashes are on, and I did a slick of liquid liner over top as well, and now I'm going to go in with my bottom lash line. So I think I'm going to go in, sure, I've used the other two purples, so I'll go in with the lighter shade, which is called Faded. And on a soft enough but small brush, I'm going to use that and blend that under my lash line. This is a bit cooler tones than the other two. On my inner tear duct, I think I'm going to be a little bit adventurous and use the shade Paranoia, which is this light pink shade. Bottom mascara is a must for me. This is MAC Extended Play, as always. And I think that's eyes pretty much done. So I just need to finish off my face. I definitely need a bit of warmth. I look extremely pale. So I'm going to go back in with my Clarins bronzer and warm the feck out of my face. I'm going to go in with some blush. This is probably my most used blush ever in my whole entire makeup life. It's Spring Sheen from MAC. I just think it's great for people with pink toned skin like me because it's more peachy, but still quite subtle. Then some highlighter. This is the Pixie Glossy Gossamer Duo. And it's this one in particular that I adore. And then I think I'm going to go mauve on the lips. So I'm going to use the Catrice Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Mauve Me Tender. And then go over the top of that with Plumful from MAC. And my makeup wouldn't be complete without some setting spray. This is All Nighter from Urban Decay. And that is it for my purpley pink makeup look. Bloody seagulls. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall talk to you in my next video. Take care, bye!